Good afternoon, everyone. We start our work at Ukraine Crisis Media Center, and now the floor is given to Colonel Oleksandr Motuzyanyk, Ministry of Defense of Ukraine spokesperson on NATO-related issues. Good afternoon, everyone. Now, information about the main events that happened yesterday in the anti-terror operation zone. Now, about the sectors. In the Lugansk sector yesterday, there was one enemy shelling in Krymsk. The shelling lasted 20 minutes and heavy weapons was not used. The Donetsk sector, the main military actions were carried out in Zaitsevo and Avdiivka. The occupants were active after 6 p.m. Before that, it was calm there. And the heaviest shelling happened in Avdiivka industrial zone. The fire was delivered from the side of Yasenovata for more than 3 hours. According to information provided by Chief Intelligence Department of the Ministry of Defense of Ukraine, in order to reinforce so-called 3rd Brigade of the enemy in Zaitsevo, a Russian sniper detachment arrived armed with modern rifles, and the enemy violated ceasefire in Verkhnetoretsk and also in the Svetlodarsk Bulge and the Donetsk airport. Yesterday it was calm. And yesterday, in the Donetsk sector, there were 6 enemy provocations, and in the majority of cases, Ukrainian forces returned fire. The Mariupol sector, there, the situation was tense in Novotroitsk and in Pavlopil-Shirokino part of front line. In Pavlopil, there was mortar shelling, and in Novotroitsk and Gnutovo there were serious armored incidents, in the course of which the enemy used armored vehicles. On the whole, yesterday there were 7 enemy provocations in the Mariupol sector, and it is worth noting that in all instances Ukrainian forces returned fire. During the last 24 hours, as a result of military actions, 1 Ukrainian serviceman was killed. No one was wounded. It happened in the Bogdanovka in Mariupol sector in the result of explosion of OZM-72 mine. Our hearts go out to the relatives of the servicemen who died. According to information provided by Chief Intelligence Department of MOD, confirmed losses of the enemy during the last week are 6 killed occupants, 15 wounded occupants, 1 ZU-23-2 unit, and 1 APC. The lion's share of these losses happened in the Bakhmut Road region, where there is a position of the 6th Regiment of the enemy. And also in the recent time, our reconnaissance service got information about internal conflicts in separate detachments of Russian occupation forces. And so-called 4th Brigade, a militant shot 2 his colleagues in a quarrel. And in so-called 7th Brigade, a militant tried to shoot the commander of his platoon for material reasons this time. And in so-called 9th Regiment, a militant committed a suicide because of he was abused by his colleagues. And the commanders of the militants blame all these incidents on mythical shellings by our forces. And also civil and military cooperation officers of Bakhmut unit visited kindergarten in Lugansk village that is in Svetlodarsk Bulge. They greeted children who participated in Young Talents contest, and each child got presents, toys, books for children, sweets from Kiev, volunteers and local activists. If you have questions, please ask. If there are no, thank you.
Дякую за увагу.